right, we're back on for another episode of Sports Talk Unfiltered Season 2, man. Second one. We had a great show last week. And we're back again to talk as much sports as we can get in an hour's time. What's up, fellas?
Hey, what's going on? What's good, man?
Hey, what's up? What's good?
Nothing much. We missing one of the crew members tonight. Hopefully he'll drop in a little later. He really don't add a lot to it, no way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Howard, if you watching, we miss you, man. We love you.
That's right.
You're right, though.
Yeah. All right, man, let's get into it, man. What are your thoughts, man, on this Crawford Spence fight? I think, Tony, you told me you was going for Spence, weren't you? You thought Spence was going to win. Was that you?
That was not me.
Oh,
As a matter of fact, if you go back and look at the tape, I said I'd be surprised if he don't knock him out.
Okay. What you come back to your thoughts on the fight? What was your thoughts on the fight, Elliot?
Well, it was a good first round for both of them. But after the first round, it was all Crawford. After that, man, I think Crawford dominated this boy.
Man, do you think they was talking about he came in a little, he was trying to make weight and all that at the 147? You think that got anything that could be in it?
And man, this dude walks around at almost 170 pounds.
Ooh.
To cut weight. So, and he had to lose during his training camp, which is, I think in his case, I think he said he had a 16-week training camp. So that's 4 months. To cut that much weight in 4 months, it's got to have an effect on you. And then just to make that 147, there's no way it doesn't have an effect on you. I think his power couldn't come down with him. So in order for him to be able to build back up to get that power, he has to move up to more of his natural weight class. I mean, maybe not fighting at 170, you know what I'm saying, but at least fighting at like 160.
Elliot.
Yeah, man, it definitely, I think it affected it. It's whenever you lose weight in that short of period of time, it can't do nothing but have some type of effect.
Well, let me ask you a question. What do you think? What does Terrence walk around as?
Terrence is a natural smaller guy. He's naturally, so he's probably walking around no more than 150. That's his walk around weight.
150?
Yeah.
All right, well, man, I thought all in all, did you think the fight was good, or you just thought it was good because it was dominated by Crawford?
Nah, it was so. Go ahead, Elliot.
I just think actually, man, having a fight go that many rounds right now is just good for the sport anyway. It ain't much for the fans when we see a first, second, third round knockout, man. There's too much money being spent.
Nah, man. It's so if you really look at that fight, it's exactly what I think it's exactly what I thought it was going to be. I thought that Errol Spence is more of a straight up and down who can fight people. You know, he can kind of bully people when he gets in there because he has fairly quick hands. Crawford is probably top 3 boxers in the sport now. He's got a combination of Floyd Mayweather's defense, but he has sneaky offense, and he beat this dude with a jab, man. He switched to southpaw and threw a jab, and he beat this dude with a jab.
It was technically a jab, but that was something else.
But what I'm saying is, he switched because he knew the best chance of him getting in was with the jab. So he worked on a power jab. This dude was in there jabbing like Lennox Lewis and George Foreman. And you know what I'm saying? He was throwing those kind of where it's not just a measure you jab. It's I'm trying to do damage with this jab. And so to me, the only person that stood in the way, like he would have unified this a long time ago. But I always say this. Fear the person that everybody's running from. Everybody has been running from him because they knew once they got up against him, all the promoters were running from him. They would not let their boxers get in the ring with him. So you had to come over the top rank and try to be a contender just for him to get a fight. They've been running from this dude, man. He showed that he's superior. Now I do want to see him in boots, but it looks like he wants to go up and do Charlo. So
What do you think, Twan? What do you think, Elliot?
Um, actually, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing another one, man. For real. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think that's in the cards. Crawford and Spence wouldn't be a bad uh, matchup again.
So you don't think it'll be the same thing? Same thing. You think Spence will have a better chance at?
I think so. Yeah.
it'll be worse now
You think
because
so?
even after the fight, when he was doing the interview, Crawford said, Bud said, look, I was being cautious and I went in there and tried to get it, and he dodged real good, and he came back and he caught me with a straight left, and he hit me right on the button, and I was thinking, yo, like that's it, that that's it. Like if that's your big punch and this all you got, then he started being more aggressive and taking more chances because he does not fear his power. And if you don't fear a boxer who's a better boxer and don't fear your power, it's gonna be worse next time, man. It's gonna be worse. He's gonna beat him. It's gonna be bad.
You think the same thing, Elliot?
And he lasted 9 rounds. I mean, I did say that he dominated him, but he lasted 9 rounds in
So I'd
All
give him
right.
6 next time.
You give him 6.
Yep. And if you go 5.5, I'm gonna have a hard time betting the over under.
All right, we got Rashad. We got Rashad Gary to come on, man. He said he wanted to get in on this boxing topic.
there.
So
Uh-oh.
we gonna
We got a
we gonna
boxer. So he's somebody who can understand what I'm talking about, because y'all not regular boxing fans. So y'all just catch the big fights. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So hopefully Rashad can come on and actually talk real
Rashad,
boxing.
what's up, baby?
How y'all doing, fellas?
Hey, it was
Good,
good.
Rashad. It's good.
All right, look, man. What you got? What's your thoughts on the fight?
I mean, honestly, I feel as if like Crawford been waiting for this for a very long time to showcase his talent. A lot of people, like Tony was talking about, Al Heyman been keeping his fighters in the stable for a very long time and having them fight each other in PBC. He's been calling out the Ugases, the Sean Porters, the Keith Thurmans, and been trying to fight them, but Bob Arum basically saying being big headed wasn't allowed him to sit here and basically make those fights. That's why he left Top Rank, you know. So a lot of people were saying give Crawford that credit because they said he was too small or he ain't fought nobody. But I've been calling out people for 4 years.
More than that.
Going
More than that.
longer, but
Yeah, he been moving up to chase these guys, and they've been running from him till they couldn't run no more.
exactly. I mean, it's kind of hard to look at Crawford's record and say a two-time unified champion in two different weight classes, and it's like, all right, well, when is he gonna get his credit? So I'm not surprised. I'm surprised he dominated the way he did, but I wasn't surprised that he was going to do what he did against Spence. Honestly,
Hey, Rashad, let me say this. If Charlo can manage to survive Canelo, he's about to be a 3 weight division unified, because I believe he's going to go up and he's going to challenge Charlo, and he's going to beat Charlo.
he told him that he was next after the fight.
Yeah, no, during the fight, during the
Oh,
knockdown in round 6, he went to the ropes and looked at Charlo and said, "You next," as if to say this one is already over.
we seen we seen Demir Charlo when he fought against Castano, and me personally, I don't think Jameer Charlo want those problems with that boy, man. Honestly,
Nobody does, man. Nobody. The only person who is actually trying to chase Bud is Boots Ennis. And I think Boots Ennis has enough boxing skills with being able to just switch hands, and he has power from both sides. So I think that is the only fight for Bud that'll even give him a fight.
I want to see Jerron Boots in this fight Ellis because Ellis was beating Villa in this last fight, but of course at the latter rounds he got knocked down twice, was he ended up losing by decision. But they have similar styles and they were both undefeated. I think that'll be a good fight, honestly.
I don't. I don't. I think Boo's gonna do just like he do with everybody else. It's gonna be cool. I'll give him 7, and then Boo's gonna knock him out. I'm telling you, man, that dude is the only person that can come close to matching Bud right now. That's the only fight I want to see.
He got the power though. That's my only
Who
thing.
don't?
You took when you look at
Wait.
fought against Villa, when he fought against Villa, Villa had only thing he had was basically a overhand right, and he's a straightforward fighter. And it took you 10 rounds just to drop a person that's only coming forward and only had one punch.
31 wins, 28 by knockout. Don't tell me he don't have power, bro. Don't tell me you can't line up that many bums that you can't get more than 3 people to take him the distance.
Well, the thing is this, Mister, the level of competition, you know. And I say, Boots, is he a top premier fighter? Yeah, I'm not taking nothing from Boots by far. But what I'm saying is, yo, you still got some cleaning up to do when you're in your weight class. I'm talking about a bigger fight. You still got Sestanis, you still saying got Ellis, you still got other fighters that you can say and go fight to say and get those big names. Like Crawford been over here trying to say and basically clean the division. You got to do the same exact thing before you go talk about the 2 big dogs in the division. That's all I'm saying.
They've been running from him too, man. You can't get 30 wins, 31 wins. You're knocking everybody out. That's why he can't get a fight. He need to start letting some people to go distance so it make it seem like he got some chink in his armor. So maybe some of these dudes will stop running from him because they've been running from Boots just like they ran from Bud Crawford.
Hey, Rashad, go out and come back in. There's a feedback on your mic. Come back in. We'll let you finish this because I got a good question. Gracious, geez, I ain't even get a chance to kick him out. Let's go back here. All right, since we talking this, my next question is, man, where do you guys rank Bud at all time?
It's hard to compare eras.
Is he in the class of him? Well, let me ask you a question. If he fought in his prime, Mayweather fought in his prime, who do you think win?
Mayweather.
Can you tell me why?
I actually think Bud Crawford does win that
Really?
fight. Yeah, and the reason why.
Hold on. Let me let him do a reason why he think Mayweather
Man,
win.
hey, Money Mayweather best to ever do it, man. I don't see him even coming close. I don't think so.
I'll tell you why it's different, and I'll actually use boxing other than I don't think. So Mayweather was the ultimate defense first, counterpunch, never let you get a big shot. Maybe you tire yourself out. He's pop shotting. Bud is faster, I think, than even Mayweather. And Bud will bring enough offense without allowing Mayweather to counterpunch that will give him some scores decision because he'd be the more aggressive fighter. Because Bud is a counterpuncher as well, but when he needs to turn it on, he'll turn it on. Mayweather doesn't have that go in him. He's always been a counterpuncher. The best to ever do it, yes, but he's always just been a counterpuncher. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you, as good a boxer as Mayweather was, he was good at hide and seek too, because he ran away from a lot of guys in their prime in order to keep that perfect record. So let's just be real with that on Mayweather. And I'm a big Mayweather fan.
Elliot, you gotta say something.
But that's the truth, bro.
No matter how he did it, he was effective with what he did, man. You want to take that away?
Okay, let's wait for that same argument later on in other things because the way somebody does something matters. No, man, if you're running and hiding from everybody, yes, you can be considered the greatest ever,
Give me
undefeated in thin line heat.
give me an example who he ran from.
He didn't fight anybody in their prime. Not to mention Manny Pacquiao. He ran from Manny Pacquiao. That fight should have happened about 6 years sooner.
I don't think he
But
ran from Pacquiao though, because
Why do
he
you think
asked
he ran
Pacquiao to
from?
see him to fall in that drug testing for that though. He was trying to fight him. He just said the same drug test that I'm taking, I want you to take. And a lot of people in the boxing industry felt that Pacquiao was juicing when he fought Miguel Cotto. So, it's just like, when he fought Margarito and he looked real bent, like beat up, and he had a plaster in his gloves, he looked worse against Pacquiao than Margarito. So they're like, wait a minute, this dude doing this to Miguel Cotto, but won't take the drug test. And my thing is like this: they're testing you anyway. So why are you upset that you're gonna not take the test that Floyd Mayweather said he's willing to do also, if you ain't juicing? And that's why that fight ended up striding out of the
So
blue.
here's the thing: that drug test that they didn't want to take, you are right. Pacquiao was one of the guys who said they didn't want to take it, but there were a lot of boxers that said they wouldn't want to take it. So if you got somebody that you know is not going to take that particular blood test because it was something when he was scared of needles and the stuff, something like that he didn't want to do it before the fight.
Yeah,
because he's scared. No.
You can't dress over that. That man
No. Here's what I'm saying though. Here's what I'm saying.
All right.
You know that somebody was using that as an excuse and they weren't coming off of that. So what better way than to make it seem like it ain't you, but to stand up and throw down the challenge, putting in the one thing that you know he's not going to.
The only problem with that, Tony, is Pacquiao could have called his bluff.
Yeah, but
he said
it's not like he told Pacquiao, look, man, I'm gonna fight you if we fight on the moon.
Yeah,
he can't call that bluff. You know what I'm saying? But if he tell him I'm gonna fight if you don't take, all Pacquiao gotta say is I'm gonna take the drug test.
It's a catch-22 because if you look at like earlier in Mayweather's career, he fought everybody that people wanted him to fight. But then when he became a businessman, he basically was saying, yo, I'm going to pick like Canelo. He knew he could have fought Canelo when he was later on, but I'm going to take advantage because of the fact that you're not as skilled as I think so. And before you reach that peak, I'm going to get you out the way. So
do you really think it was in Mayweather's mind to say, I'm gonna fight you before you get to your peak? You think he was really thinking that?
No.
Man,
people
no.
Why at this time Canelo was he won't in his peak, but they were still talking about Canelo like Canelo was it.
So this is what the story behind that is. When they initially came to Canelo to make that fight, Canelo was upset about the money that they was offering Canelo. I think they gave him like $2 million. And they said, listen, man, you're going to be great in this boxing thing. And this is how you need to start off. You could take this $2 million, but you're going to be making $50 million down the line because you're that good of a fighter. He took the fight and he became as great as what they said. It's just Mayweather's a smart man. He's seen what he's seen in Canelo, and he took advantage of it. So I'm going to give you some limits.
Mayweather's smart, but he ain't
no. No. He looked at it.
I ain't giving him no kind of credit. I think Mayweather fought the dude because everybody was saying they needed to fight. Listen, everybody was calling for that fight.
Here's the thing. You looking at a young dude, you looking at all his fights, he's like, hey, yo, this dude got a nice this, but he's still susceptible to this. He ain't learned this skill yet. He ain't had nobody, you know what I'm saying? So they're like, I better get him now before he get with a Freddie Roach or a Russell or somebody.
Nobody thinking like, I'm sorry, man. Y'all giving Mayweather too credit.
But Uncle Vernon, but look, everybody said that he needed to fight Andre Berto. That's one of his last fights. People said that they wanted him to fight Berto, and when he went in there and fought Berto, he made him look crazy, and the fans wanted that. So it's like,
did he fight him?
Yeah.
Right. I'm trying to find out who everybody. I hear the ducking excuse a lot with Mayweather, and then when I ask people,
Mayweather has never fought a boxer, dude. So all of these guys,
who do you think?
No.
Who do you think he should have fought that he didn't fight that he could have fought? Yeah, you see how you see anytime your eyes
No,
go up to
no,
the
no, no,
left.
no, 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 no.
Look.
It's so I'm thinking about. I got to be honest. If we're thinking about 2016, 2017, Mayweather around there, he should have been judicious with his fights because he was coming up on 48 and all that, and he
Even at
won't.
48 and all of that, even in the whole thing, who did he give me somebody? I'll even give you that if we talking about 48.
No, so he never fought Thurman. He never fought.
Thurman.
Yeah,
I mean, they
Thurman
said that
won't
he
it.
fought what's the name? Zab. They said he fought
He
Zab
fought
Jr. or
Zab.
whatever a little bit later than
yeah.
what
That
than they
Zab
wanted
was
him to
done.
fight him.
Zab ain't been Zab since Costa Zoo, so I don't really
Then
want to. Zab has
Trinidad.
not been Zab. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, in the prime, back when he was coming up, when he was Pretty
Yeah.
Boy Floyd,
Yeah, but who was
he
he?
stayed down.
Was he in
No,
his
no,
prime though?
Yeah, he was still young.
yeah, I would
Oh,
I
say
mean,
I,
if I
but
said it's
he
a
was
catch 22
dominating.
with it because there's some
Yeah,
fights that they wanted
they wanted
to
him to
make
come up and
earlier in
fight
his career
Shane.
that they didn't make. But
Right, they
I
wanted
mean,
him
I
to
can
come up
honestly
and
say
fight
that
Shane.
Mayweather, towards the end of his career, he actually made those fights that a lot of people said they wanted. They said he lost that fight against Madonna. So it was like
Yeah,
there were some people out here that said he lost against Madonna, and not only did he fight him again, but he beat him convincingly.
yeah.
So it's like I said, it's a catch
and
22.
that was, I mean, man, he fought Cotto. Cotto looked good again. Didn't he fight? Who was the other dude that he knocked out?
Nah, man, but all those
He
dudes are
fought
just
Shane
good
Mosley
punchers. Is
too.
what I'm saying is you
Yeah,
can't just
Shane
be a good
Mosley though.
puncher.
He was my age then though. But Shane
Yeah,
was
he
old
did.
before
He
Shane.
fought late
Yeah,
Shane. They
I
wanted
don't
him to
yeah.
come up and fight him early Shane when Shane was coming up and trying to get his name for De La Hoya. They were trying to pull Floyd up, and Floyd waited. Floyd wanted to wait for all of them to clear and
Was De
move
La
up
Hoya
the
past his
welter.
prime when he fought him too?
By the same, but
Yeah. De La Hoya was done.
All right.
Yeah.
but hold
Wow.
up, but
So how many fights
he
did he
but
lose, Tony?
Mayweather took that fight. It took less money just so he could see him become great because he didn't get paid in
Yeah.
that fight. A lot of people don't know.
In what
So
Yeah.
it's
fight?
like, I mean,
De La
Oscar De
Hoya.
La Hoya.
Yeah.
Well, that
So
was
I'm saying, so
Mayweather's.
if I said
That was his fight of saying I'm the man now after he beat De La Hoya.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't
Yeah.
think Mayweather.
Yeah.
I don't think he does. Now let me ask you this: you came in on the back end. Shot on the Mayweather Crawford. Who you got in their primes? That's like they told you.
I'll be honest with you, both of them are good counter punchers. I think that and a lot of people give Mayweather his credit before he hurt his hand. You know, because he was actually sitting in there, like actually fighting people. But man, Crawford a different man, animal man. And when he smells blood, he's not one of those dudes to take the foot off the gas. He goes straight in. I'm a roll with Crawford, honestly.
That's
Only
two
reason
on
I say
Crawford.
that is that's because man, if you look at his body of work, man, he's just different. You know, and when he got faced with adversity, when he got stunned by Gamboa, you know, most fighters will try to shy away from that. Man, he stepped up and ended up handling this business with Gamboa. So I got to go with Crawford. Crawford knocked out 31 fighters out of 40. That means there's only 9 people that went the distance with him. So not only
That's
do
the
I
same
fight
thing I
you, but
said
I can
about Boots,
really
though, bro. Boots got
tr-
31, 28 knockouts.
truth.
So
But I'm just
Mayweather
saying
had
as far
about
as
27, didn't he?
Mayweather won't knock people out. You were always gonna see all of Mayweather's fight.
Mayweather
That's just
had
what it
about
is.
27
Yeah, he had
out
about
of 50. He
27.
has 27.
And all of them were early.
Yeah.
All of them were
Yeah,
early.
but you also got to look at the fact that he hurt his hand. So that power, and he speak about it to this day that he said he doesn't have the same power in that right hand like he used to because I'm hurting his hand. So he ain't the same Mayweather. That's why he went to the more defensive fighter rather
That's
than
silly.
that
Yeah.
brawler that he was early in his career. So
Yeah, because Pretty
I
Boy
mean,
Floyd was a brawler. People don't remember that.
yeah,
When he
he
was
was.
down in the flies and all that coming up, he was a brawler.
Yeah,
He would go in like Tyson.
yeah,
All right,
yeah.
so you would take. So Tony, you would take Crawford.
Oh, I got Bud. Because here's the thing. I don't think either one of them will get hurt. It's gonna go 12, but Bud will have been the aggressor in 9 out of the 12 rounds, and so he'll win a decision.
And Elliot, you go with Mayweather.
Yeah, I'd take
And
Mayweather.
no real reason, just because you think so.
Just because I don't think.
Is it?
Well, it's fit. I mean, he won 50 fights, so I
Well,
mean,
so but Bud
51,
140. I mean, is that why? Because he won 50
51,
fights, huh?
And he's still
51.
active.
No, you don't count Paul and McGregor. He won 49. That Conor McGregor fight should not count.
Winners a win, Tony.
All right, I
I
don't know,
mean, if
man.
that's the
I
case,
think it'll be tough. I think it'll be tough. I think Bud with this fight is just now getting the credit um, of regular fans than what boxing fans always known that Bud was a beast.
he's gonna move up to 154, and he's gonna take them belts from Jameer Charlo, and I think he's gonna take it with ease too. I'll call that right now.
Like you think
Like,
it'll
'cause
be a fight like with Earl?
when he
Yeah,
fought Jameer
yeah.
Charlo fought Tony Harrison, right? A lot of people overlook Tony Harrison beat him the first time, and the second time he was beating him also. He just
Yeah.
got content, and he got caught, and he was losing. Tony Harrison was winning that fight. He was going to lose 2 times. So if you're losing to Tony Harrison, who's been getting washed these last few fights, what do you think Crawford gonna see him do against a better counterpuncher and a more dominant boxer?
First
He's
of
gonna
all,
beat you.
is the Canelo fight made with him yet, or they just talking about it?
It's
Yeah,
September
he
30th.
already. Yeah, it was supposed
He
to
might
be
not
the
get by
older.
him.
It was supposed no,
Oh, he's gonna
right,
lose
but
against
no.
Canelo.
Yeah, but that's not at
That's not for
154.
the
They're
belts
fighting at
though.
160.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that's
they're
at
for
160.
Canelo's belts. They're for Canelo's belts or
Yeah.
what he has down in that one. But
Is he
there's
fighting him? Is he fighting him for the money, the payday? You think, Jamelo?
yeah,
Was it?
well,
No.
so they have the Charlos, all of them have a problem with Canelo, right? So the older brother was supposed to fight him, but apparently he got something going on right now, so he couldn't fight him.
He got something going on
And
with his mental.
With
yeah,
his what?
and so
His
his
mental, like he
mental
said,
health,
you're like
yeah,
he's just not into. He wasn't into boxing type
Is he
deal.
still not in the boxing, or he talked to somebody?
No, he's getting back to it. It's just that he
yeah,
wasn't going to be
yeah.
prepared to fight in September like he wanted to.
Yeah, so his brother was like, "Yo, I'll move up and take it." So he's going up 2 weight classes to go fight where Canelo is.
Is he gonna have a fight in between this, or he jumping straight
No,
up
he's going
September
straight. As a
30th
matter,
is the date.
yeah.
against
Charlo
Canelo?
hasn't fought. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Charlo fought early this year, maybe either late last year or early this year. That was his last fight. So yeah,
Yeah, he fought earlier this year. He fought Billy Castano.
yeah,
They
yeah.
but I'm gonna be honest with you. Like a lot of people give Canelo that credit, but
I don't think he's that good.
Bivol already offered to fight you again at your weight class for your belts, and you've run from Bivol. So it's like, I mean, you took the Charlo route because you signed this 3-fight deal with PBC, and now you want to sit here and say, you know what, cool, I think I can beat these dudes. But what about the dude that just beat you at 175? That said he was gonna move down to 168 to fight you.
Because he done lost at 175. That's all it is.
Yeah,
No,
that's
listen,
all that
man.
is. Yeah,
And
that's all
no,
that is.
now look, now I talk about everybody else running. No one has done a better job of running than Canelo, and I look at it as people that they want to get behind. Like Canelo ran better than anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Because he
And he
still
went
want
and did his own thing. Yeah. He
he
takes sure
David
things.
Benavidez is still waiting for that fight.
Yeah, he ain't gonna get it. As a matter of fact,
So
it's going to be off the table because I think I actually think there's a chance that Charlo can beat Canelo. I just think the power is going to be too much for him because he's moving way up. But
yeah,
I think he can definitely outbox Canelo. Definitely.
he said that he walks around naturally 168,
And what is he gonna fight Canelo at?
160.
160, yeah.
So I mean, he has the weight. It's just whether or not you can sustain, and the conditioning with that weight is what's going. Like I'm more so worried about because
I'm
and
hoping he. Oh, it ain't for the belts though. So even if I don't think he
I
gonna
think it is
give Bud a
Canelo's belt.
chance.
it's for his belts at
I know, but
160.
not for Charlo's belt. What I'm saying is, I
Yeah,
would
Oh
like
no
to
no
see
no.
Charlo's
Bud
belt.
go get him. Is what I'm saying. But
Oh yeah,
I don't know if he gonna fight Bud.
No,
he
nobody.
gonna
No,
fight him.
well, you know what? No. So they might be upset at Bud, right? Because the whole Charlo camp and Errol Spence, they're like super tight. They're like, as a matter of fact, the reason why they've
They're
been
in the
staying
Derrick
in
James
different weight
camp.
classes is because they said they would never fight each other. So they've been trying to stay at different weight classes. And so the reason why Errol Spence didn't move up is because Charlo hadn't moved up yet. And he
Is
was,
Charlo
you know,
talking about moving
undisputed.
up?
Yeah, he's going to have to. Eventually,
He gonna,
making
yeah,
that weight becomes impossible. When you
yeah,
walking around at 168 and you got to try to get down to 154, that's a lot of weight to cut.
Yeah.
yeah. And
Oh, okay.
and he
So he might
said,
leave. He might leave before Bud get to him. Then.
well, not
Oh,
because if you
Bud trying to
leave,
go
you got to
now.
vacate those belts.
Yeah,
But I don't think. I think he'll rather say I'm moving up and leaving y'all the belts than to face Bud and lose them.
and lose.
And
Yeah, yeah.
Makes sense.
Crawford will move up to 160. I mean, because he already says, "Yo, listen, I'm moving up. I'm gonna handle what I need to handle at 154, and I'm gonna continue to move up." He wanted the super fight at
Well,
160 with Canelo.
that's fine. That's fine. But Bud ain't 25.
He ain't.
Yeah,
But
Bud,
Charlo is the
Bud
same age as
he
Bud.
20. He ain't 25 now.
But he's still the same age as Charlo.
I don't
So
care who you are. At 35, you can't keep talking about you gonna keep moving up like you fight 3 times a year.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
I
the Roy
mean,
Jones effect. It's the Roy Jones effect. You keep going up, eventually you're gonna reach that cap, and
yeah.
you gonna run into a Tarver. You know what I'm saying? You can't just do that. So
Oh, yeah, you
It's
can't.
gonna
You
get
can't.
interesting to see how they do it though.
Yeah, but boxing wise, do y'all put him? On? I'm talking about that Hagler, Hearns, Ray Leonard, Mayweather, right around that weight
He's
class.
this is
he's
gonna
top
sound
10 for sure.
blasphemous. This will sound blasphemous, but I think he's a far better boxer than them. Those guys were brawlers. Other than Sugar Ray, mostly those guys were brawlers. This
What about
dude,
my man from Virginia? What's my man name?
Sweet Pea,
Sweepy, yo, don't look,
Yeah,
Yes sir, Norfolk finest. But nah,
let's say
Sweet Pea,
Sweepy,
tough.
Yeah,
Sweepy
he was nice.
underrated because he was another one that could not get those like unification bouts. You know what I'm saying? Because the title holders, they did a
we're
lot
running from him.
for the Sweepy. Yeah, they did a lot
Yeah,
of running.
you know
So
they
yeah, so he could have been
Crawford
greater.
is definitely top 10 easily. Like
Yeah,
it's just hard to
yeah.
sit here and start talking about like the Ali's and then the Mayweather and Tyson, Evander Holyfield. What Lennox Lewis did. I mean, we can keep going on and on.
Yeah,
Sugar
but I
Ray.
think I think we cut. I think for me, it's 2 eras of boxing. It's everything that happened at Sugar Ray and before, and then after that group, everything is more like modern boxing because things are
Yeah,
one. Number one, way back in the day, it wasn't a whole bunch of ways to duck and dodge everybody. If you were a good fighter and y'all weighed the same, y'all was pretty much gonna fight. So all of these
yeah.
guys have mega losses on their career because they were all fighting the other best all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And you get one, I get one, or whatever. So that's that era of boxing. Since right
They,
when Tyson was coming up, they started to divide these belts. They started to divide these organizations, and promoters started to hide their fighters from other fighters and different things like that. So you were able to have 3 or 4 dominant fighters that never fight each other in the same weight class. And so that's
I
what I
think the
think he's
entertainment took
definitely.
effect too, though.
And yeah,
Like, because
exactly.
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely.
the money aspect took the effect. That now these dudes is like money wise, it doesn't make sense to sit here and fight you. So once the money got involved, the sport started to I guess dilute a little bit. So, but it's getting back there because people are actually fighting now, and they're seeing the money they could potentially make. And it took Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis, honestly, to sit here and to get this thing rolling for everybody. Honestly.
Let me
yeah.
ask
I'm
you a
I'm
question.
worried
What
about
weight
Tank.
class? What class? Weight class is taken?
They're right under.
135,
They're the welterweight.
130.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
too small to fight them boys. Oh
He's moved up
Nah,
no.
to 140. He
yeah, he
moved up to
moved up to
140 and fought
140.
Mario Barros.
Yeah. The problem is I think Tank need to stop doing it because I think his hand is a bigger deal than everybody is getting credit for. You know what I'm saying? And I think if he goes into another long fight, I think it's going to come up again. And if nothing else, he could. I still don't know that anybody's going to knock him out, but I think he could lose a fight because he can't throw his left hand.
He needs to stop going to jail because I just heard today that he got in legal trouble again And it's like, bro, like at some point you have to sit here and say, my career super exceeds any drama that I got going on in life.
Yeah,
Man, he went to jail for 45 days before this most recent situation. And it's like, when is it going to click for you? You've already seen Adrian Broner and his career take a dive. So let
yeah.
him be the blueprint.
Do y'all think
So it's
Adrian
like,
Broner could
come
come
on,
back?
man. He's back. He signed with Don King.
I don't mean, do you think he can fight again? Of course, we think he can
No,
fight.
No,
Broner was
no.
never. Broner was man. Broner was okay. I don't. I've never been a fan of his fight style. I've never given him credit for the top of the guys. You know what I'm saying? That he was fighting. So if he does come back, he's just going to be mid. He's entertaining because he's a heel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So because he plays the heel role, he's going to be entertaining. But no, I don't put him on caliber with any of those guys.
Yeah, me
All right.
neither. I think he was just entertainment purposes. He was good, but as far as in like when you put him up against a premier boxer, man, he showed that he was just below average, in my opinion.
He was trying to be Mayweather, but he couldn't. He couldn't be
Yeah,
Mayweather.
he never took his craft serious, and Broner had the potential to be good. He just didn't take his craft serious. This man started rapping and wanted to drop a CD. You know,
Yeah,
brushing his
and
hair
then
in
and
the
then when he
ring.
think it's almost over, he need more money. Now he want to take it serious. He 30 something years old, and that ain't gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That ain't
but
gonna
at the
work.
end of the day, if you go out there and with his fight style, he rarely gets hit hard. You go out there and dance for 12 rounds and take home a 7-figure check. Good work if you can get it.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I'm
good work
saying?
if you can get it. Yeah, yeah, no doubt.
You
Hey,
gotta
are
eat.
y'all excited? Are y'all excited for a Crawford Spence rematch?
I,
I
I
want to
already
see
told you.
one, man.
I already told you. I'd give it 6 next time.
Man,
Max.
Antoine Fro.
No,
Max.
Yeah.
no, I think I'm going more than that.
Man, I'm excited for a rematch, man. I think Spence. I just think he can do a better showing. He can have a better showing than he had
And man, I'm
the
gonna tell
last
you
time.
what happened. Because if you look at my breakdown of the fight. He got 1. All right. Then Bud came forward in 2. I think Spence won 3 because I think he hit Bud Crawford hard. He hit Bud Crawford with a punch in the third that he thought was gonna stun Bud Crawford. It didn't. And I think he was kind of shell shocked from then on. It was like, yo, I just hit this dude with a really good punch and he ain't even flinch. And so I think that, and then he took a nice punch from Bud. So now he cautious and he don't think he can hurt him. I think in the middle of the fight, he was checked out because he was like, I don't know what to do. Nothing we did already is gonna work against this guy. So I'm out of ideas, and I think that's what
He
happened. I, so
he so they said it was drained. Supposedly that he felt he had to drop 2 more pounds before the weigh-in that night, and he was like dehydrated. Which is to me, you've been fighting at 147. It is what it is. I think Crawford's conditioning when he went to Denver, and we all know going up the Mile High, those NFL players complaining about their breathing. So when you're up there training in this element, it only makes for better conditioning. So I think that played a toll because honestly, Crawford could have went 12 more rounds after he finished them. I mean, it's just he didn't look tired at all. But I honestly believe that Crawford could have knocked him out in the fourth or the fifth. But because of the fact of the antics leading up to that fight that night of the press conference before the weigh-in, he said, "I was going to punish you, and I'm going to take your will." And he was just making a statement that punished this dude, and did that.
Yeah, man.
it's not
I
gonna
think
be a better
Spence can
fight.
do. I think Spence can do a better job than he did.
It's not gonna be a better fight.
You don't think
It's
so?
it's not gonna
Yeah, I
be a
think
better
so. I
fight.
mean, it was a good,
You
it
all
was
right? So
very
were
good
you
first
were
round.
you the same kind of person who thought that Wilder Fury was gonna be a better fight the third time after you
No,
saw what he did in the
no,
second fight?
No.
There were a lot of people who thought, no, man, Wilder can give it because he should have won the first one. There was a long count, and then he won. So really, they should be two. Wilder can get him. It was a lot of people who thought Wilder would be able to come back.
No, I don't
After
think
I
Wilder.
saw what happened in the second, I'm like, no, there's no chance.
I don't think Spence can beat him. I don't even know if he can, like you say, even get close. But I think he deserves a chance for that to redeem. Man, I think that's the kind of fight for Spence that haunts you, man.
Yeah,
Because
dude, it was haunting him before the fight. He was actually, people talk whatever they want to. He didn't want Bud Crawford. He didn't. It was obvious. Even when they were talking all the trash over the last couple of years, when they would interview him, and it was like, "Hey man, Bud just beat so and so, and he calling you out." He was like, "I mean, he need to come over here and get his work up over here. I got two fighters that's ranked higher than him that I got to get a chance to. But once I go through them, you know what? I mean, you know what I'm saying? It won't like at the time he was calling Bud out. You know what I'm saying? As Bud was calling him out the entire time. So he was like, I'm going to keep moving up until I can get a fight because right now I'm fighting everybody that they put in front of me, destroying them, and I'm still not getting credit for it. So let me go find the names, take all the names out. So y'all got to put some respect on my name.
I think, man, Spence, I think Bud took his heart. Does he need to get another trainer?
I don't think it's going to matter. Like you said, I think the fight is gone. Like, he took something from him in that fight. And when even afterwards, when he was like, "Hey, yeah, we need to do it again," I was like, "Yo, man, that's that you showing bravado thing." But when they first said it, what was in your eyes was you didn't want to do this again. Nothing in his head other than a payday made him want to do it again. And even with the payday, he's sitting there thinking, do I really want to subject myself to this again for a payday, or should I move up and start knocking people out and get my respect back as I move up? And
he
then by the
definitely
time I
shouldn't
get
fight
there,
Spence this next fight anyway.
no, that's the only way it happens.
Yeah.
So the rematch clause is okay if you exercise your right because the loser gets to pick, but the winner gets to pick the weight class that they fight in. So theoretically,
that's why he keeps saying if we could do it at 154.
Right. So theoretically, they can go to 154 and it wouldn't hurt. But Bud wouldn't lose his belts because they'd be fighting it because they'd be fighting at 154.
Oh,
right.
The weight class.
Yeah. So
now does Bud keeps his belt because he's gonna say he coming back down?
Yeah, he has to, so right. He can say I'm not leaving the weight class. I'm just moving up to fight in another one.
Right.
You know, because he can actually hold titles in both as long as he gives the fights to the people in both. You know what I'm saying? If he's willing to move up and down.
Yeah. Wow. All right, real quick, man. Let's do this real quick. I wanted to. We got football season coming. Oh, I also want to do this. Did you guys have your top 5 QBs? You do? All right, let's talk about this anyway. The top 5 quarterbacks, and then we'll get into it on next week for sure. All right, we'll start with you, Elliot. What are your top 5 quarterbacks? And we'll talk about it, see if it's any different than Tony's.
Number 5, Justin Herbert. Josh Allen. Joe Burrow. Jalen Hurts. Patrick Mahomes.
All right. Patrick Mahomes one?
One.
Yeah.
Okay, go back the other way then. You said you got Mahomes, right, for 1.
Holmes, Hurts, Burrow, Allen, and Herbert.
All right. Tony, you see anything wrong with that list?
Oh, my list is Mahomes, Hurts, Jackson, Burrow, Allen.
Oh, hold on. You got Jackson on your list?
I got Lamar Jackson
quarterback?
as the number 3 quarterback. I think Lamar Jackson is actually, I think he and Jalen Hurts are the same. The difference is Lamar Jackson didn't have and AJ Brown, and now he has Odell Beckham along with Bateman and also along with Cloud. So I think he's going to show this year with weapons
All right,
and
who's you
Andrews.
got Mahomes number 1, right?
Yeah, I got Mahomes and Hurts. We're both the same on that.
And who you got for 3,
Jackson,
4,
Burrow.
and 5?
I'm say Allen, but I really wanted to put Tua here. But I'm gonna give Allen. I'm gonna give Allen.
All right, hold on, hold on. You got the top, you got the quarterback from Philly as your second best quarterback in the league.
Yes.
You too, Elliot.
Yeah.
So wait, let's pull up. No. Let's go through. Let's go through. If you want to do it, so there's two ways
Where
you
A
can do
Rod
this.
go?
To me, he's probably somewhere around. So after Allen, I would have. I actually think Herbert is a little bit overrated. So
Well,
I think no, I think he is though. He's good, but I think he's a little bit rated higher than he really is. I think I would go maybe Tua next, maybe. Um, if not, if not, A Rod might be there because
Hold on. Tua, is he the quarterback for Miami?
yep,
yeah. He down in Miami.
yep.
He had a
No,
good season
so
last
You
year.
got him as your
no,
top
no,
5
dude,
quarterback of the
listen.
league.
You
He
want
had a
to
good
know?
season last year, though.
I am about, for me, when I'm picking quarterbacks, I'm
Okay.
about efficiency. Okay. I'm not about guys who, so I want you to make the right play. I want you to play hero. So I count turnovers against you a lot. You know what I'm saying? When you're supposed to be moving your team down, a punt is much better than a turnover. And so I look at efficiency, you know what I'm saying, accuracy, arm strength, the ability to beat you on multiple levels. And then it's a bonus if you can run. Jalen Hurts was the most efficient quarterback last year for the majority of the year. Plus, he had the added element of being able to run for first downs and touchdowns. So to me, yes, as far as the top 2 quarterbacks were in the Super Bowl last year, hands down. And I think, you know what I'm saying, after that, I think Lamar is that dude. I just do. I just think he's had the least to work with of all of these quarterbacks for the entirety
It
of the
won't be
career.
this year though.
Right. It will not be.
It won't be this
And
year
all,
coming
and,
up.
and all the excuses are gone because they brought in a passing coach.
Okay.
He still has two great tight ends. And he has Odell. Bateman was showing himself to be that dude number 1 last year, and now he can be number 2 or 1B. And they still got they drafted Flower from Boston College, who is just another Darren Sproles type fast, super fast dude. Yeah, I think Lamar is going to be in the MVP conversation this year.
All right, fellas, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all handle that. Next week we're gonna do best wide receivers. So get your list
Ooh,
together. Best wide receivers next
Okay.
week.
What you got, Bishop? Where yours at? What you got?
Well. I didn't have time typing in. I'll say first of all, Herbert comes off. He ain't top 5. He need to come off. He ain't not top 5. I'm putting A Rod in there. Um, Probably I'll put A Rod probably in the number 4 slot. I'll put him in the number 4 slot, and I'll keep the rest. I just take Herbert off. I don't know how y'all don't have A Rod. Who won MVP last year?
it won't him.
I know, but who won it though? I'm just curious.
I don't know. It wasn't Jalen.
Mahomes?
Was it Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, I think it was Mahomes.
I don't know if how y'all leave them out. Um, I don't know how
No,
y'all
I
leave them
mean,
out.
no, because just because of what everybody else does, Aaron Rodgers is no longer as accurate as he used to be. He's no longer, you know what I'm saying, putting up those numbers. And he's throwing way more interceptions. So you can blame a lot of things on receivers, but if a quarterback throws a lot of interceptions because he's really taking chances that he shouldn't take. And so he was less accurate last year, so I can't have him in my top five.
Where does Prescott go?
That is a little further down to me. Like,
Way
to be
further down.
honest,
That's like
I ain't gonna see. You always do
top
too much.
15.
I say he's a little further down. So yeah, I would. I mean, so I would definitely have Tua and Herbert and
Put
um
Trevor
A-Rod. You
Lawrence
put
was going
A-Rod
there
over
before
him, right?
Prescott.
Trevor. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence. Trevor. As a matter of fact, Trevor Lawrence this year might crack that top five.
Justin Fields was
He
going there before Prescott.
Justin Fields this year might kick somebody out of the top five. Yeah. So yeah, Dak is gonna be a little further down,
Yes,
but
sir.
I take Dak at least 10, maybe even 12 spots ahead of my quarterback.
Who your quarterback, Tony?
I don't want to talk about it.
You know you're a Bronco fan. Look, man, we out of time, fellas. It was another episode. We talked boxing, but it was worth that Crawford Spence thing. That was worth the conversation.
Yeah.
The whole time.
I wish Sweet Pea would have had his chance to go against all the really big boys,
Right.
because I think he would have been able to cement himself among that Mount Rushmore type.
I do too. Only thing about Sweet Pea, like that you didn't see with like a Bud, is Sweet Pea played around a lot though.
He did. He did.
He
He did. He
played
got
around a
caught a
lot.
couple times playing too, and had to come
Yeah,
back from that.
yeah. He
Yeah.
played. He played around a lot. And Bud, this Bud don't do that. It's all business.
No, man, this dude, man, if you ain't read, listen, I mean, seeing his documentary, man, his mom used to go out in the neighborhood and put out $5 bills and say, "Hey, man, I give anybody $5, y'all can beat him up. 'Cause I can't do nothing with him." So, and she said, couldn't none of them get him. He out there whipping people for that was coming in trying to take $5. So
Right.
that's how he grew up. It's a little different, bro.
Yeah, that's a little different. Yeah, I
That's
don't
deep.
even know if I want to talk bad about him. You know what I'm saying? That's a bad thing. You want out there giving you $5 and you growing up. Who grew up like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Man. All right, we see y'all guys next week, man. It was a good episode. Next Tuesday at
yes,
9
sir.
o'clock. Y'all tune in.